Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest episode of Senior Spotlight. My name is Ben Pope, and here with me today I have one of our fellow seniors here in D News Network, Mark Bassler. Mark, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on. We're really excited to talk about some of the different stuff you've done here at Dean, so let's get right on into it. So, might as well start kind of at the beginning of your journey here at Dean.
Mhm.
How did you first get introduced to the college, and how did you end up choosing Dean as your school of choice?
So I decided to choose Dean because I wanted to find a college where it was closer to home, so I wouldn't be that much homesick. And so I was looking up by myself. Actually, I never got any recommendations from anyone who suggested Dean College. I literally just found it all on my own. And once I found it, I thought it was a really beautiful location. I thought it was not too far and not too close away from home. And so when I went here for the first time, they had a lot of interesting. Interesting courses and a really good communications major, I thought it would be perfect for me.
Yeah, and you just mentioned your communications major. Uh,
Mhm.
Kind of similar field that I'm in. I'm sports broadcasting, but I feel the exact same way. It's very close to home for me, so I get
Mhm.
where you're coming from in that nature. You
Yeah.
you mentioned with your major, communications. Kind of talk about that a little bit and some of the interests that you have here on campus.
So I really want to, for my communications major, I really want to be either a camera operator or an editor or even a director in the future because I've had for the past 4 years here I've had like so many amazing experiences here doing camera work for Dean football games, basketball games, lacrosse games, or even just like field packages in total. I think one of my main goals is to definitely be a good camera operator and even a good editor because I would love to because I have a very creative mind. I really like to create my own ideas and put some really interesting ideas into film projects. And I think that would be an amazing career of mine because I've always been obsessed with film and TV growing up, and I never thought I would actually get to be a part of it until I came here at Dean.
Yeah, and I've been fortunate enough to see some of the creative stuff that you've done with World Wrestling Review here at Dean
Thank
News
you.
Network and some of the stuff that you do for Dean TV as well. Kind of talk about the evolution of Mark Bassler. How did you kind of change from a freshman to a senior? What do you think you've improved upon? What have you worked on in your 4 years here?
So starting off here at Dean, me growing up as a child, I didn't really have that many friends. I was always that kind of like quiet kid. I was always, in the back of the classroom. Didn't have a good communication with everybody. But I think over these past 4 years, I've really made a lot of improvements. I stepped out of my comfort zone personally and met a lot of amazing people here at Dean, which I'm very, very proud to call my close friends. And, just obviously, with the work and everything, like I said before, having the camera experience and being an editor, I started off like, it seems very complicated at first, but, as time really went on, I had so many amazing professors here, and they've really mentored me into who I am today. And I really thank them very much for being who I am today. And just really just for me, it's always been about me always stepping out of my comfort zone. And I think it's one of the most amazing opportunities that I thought I would never reach to, but I'm certainly glad that I have.
Yeah, in communication, it's definitely something that if you really want to be in front of the camera and do some of these big things, stepping out of your comfort zone is one of the toughest things that you can do, and I really applaud you for being able to do that.
Absolutely.
Kind of want to talk about like some of your favorite moments when you've been here at Dean. Are there any really lasting moments that you want to think about, or any highlights that you want to really remember?
Well, obviously, I would always want to remember being a part of Dean News Network because I think it was one of the best decisions I've made here while being at Dean. And, like I said, having the opportunity with, I know a lot of people are not really all that fun with being in courses and everything, don't want to be in classes and everything. But honestly, like, Dean TV and audio classes and so many others have been really everlasting experiences for me that I think I'm going to remember to this day and beyond into the future. And I think these tools that these professors have given me will definitely help me with a future career of mine in down in the future.
Are there any specific jobs you mentioned doing stuff behind the camera, working on editing, really being really showing your creativity? Are there any specific jobs that you're looking towards in the future that you really want to do, like as maybe expanded upon?
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely love to work, with all Boston sports because I grew up here in Massachusetts. I've always loved watching Boston sports, the Celtics, the Red Sox, the Patriots. And, I would love the opportunity to be a cameraman or camera operator down in the field and, getting all the good shots of all the action up close and personal because, I mean, how would that not be exciting,
Yeah.
I mean, and definitely since I'm doing a World Wrestling Review in Disney News Network, I would love to be a camera operator for wrestling companies as well. And I think because like I said, having all the action right in front of you and getting all the amazing shots of of players and wrestlers and superstars that you've watched on TV for so many years, the fact that you're actually right there in person, you get to see them up close and personal. I think that's quite an amazing experience that I would want to have.
Yeah, I can completely relate as a sports person, and just that moment can also be a point of realization, like that you finally made it. And I completely understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So before we wrap up, I guess I just want to give you a moment to kind of recognize anyone that you'd like to shout out or give any final thoughts before we wrap up.
Well, I definitely want to give anyone who is ever who is deciding to come to Dean College or like yeah, anyone who's graduating from high school and is really looking forward to having a major in communications. I would definitely recommend Dean College because I think this college is really has an amazing communications program that really will give you the experience that you want. And obviously, I want to give personal great shout outs to Vic Michaels and Greg Seberg and John Rook because those three have really helped as a communication major. Those three have really helped me with a possible future career of mine and really like I said before, really helped mentor my way through all 4 years. Because 4 years at college, is a long time. And not a lot of people can really accomplish 4 years. Some people can possibly drop out, or some could have associates. But just being able to have a bachelor's degree, that's definitely something to talk about and really mention to people that if one person can do it, they can do it too.
For sure. And I think that's a great message to give out.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate you coming on, Mark. I really appreciate you joining me here on the Senior Spotlight.
Thank you.
Glad that you can join us. And thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we'll be back next time with another senior here for Senior Spotlight. But that's all the time we have. I'm Ben Pope, and we'll see you next time.